Now you must reconcile your ballot papers, including any spoilt ballot papers. Complete the certified list header sheet and return them to the booth manager. Reconcile your envelopes and ballot papers, including any spoilt ballot papers, and complete the reconciliation form, the PB32. The booth manager will also need the Form 9 completed from the return. I will now organise the remaining staff to get ready for the count. And we'll open them and start to count for first preference. Brief the scrutineers on their rights and responsibilities as per the manager's manual. Ask one of the scrutineers to verify seal numbers and sign the PB10. Now to the House of Assembly scrutiny. The process is unfold all ballot papers, check each ballot paper for formality, set aside any informal, undetermined ballot papers, sort the formal ballot papers into separate first preference piles. Count the formal ballot papers in each pile into bundles of 50. Recount the formal ballot papers. Count the number of informal undetermined ballot papers into bundles of 50. While most staff are assisting in the scrutiny and the count of the House of Assembly ballot papers, a number of staff will be unfolding the Legislative Council ballot papers, if you have room in your venue. If unsure of formality, set aside the ballot paper for the booth manager to check. The ballot paper must have first preference and consecutive numbers for all the remaining candidates. The full set of procedures are contained in your manual. We are now sorting to first preference and checking for formality. When rechecking for first preference, turn the ballot papers sideways 90 degrees to easily scan the position of the voter's first preference. Then count into bundles of 50 ballot papers and place by the candidate's count card. The deputy can oversee the count while the booth manager fills in the manager's return to balance the reconciliation of House of Assembly and Legislative Council papers, Forms 2 and 3, but be ready to take over any issues that are encountered. The next step is to start to fill in the House of Assembly result form, Form 5, with first preference numbers from each candidate. Okay, now we're just going to, between the two of us, check the informal, make sure that they are informal and look for possible ticket votes. So we're looking for one, a cross or a tick.
Right.
Okay, thank you. And add them to the figures in the House of Assembly result form, Form 5. Return these ballot papers back to the informal pile. Phone these results to your RO, and remember, the scrutineers may also request these numbers from you. Following the House of Assembly count, the two candidate preferred count is conducted by you and your deputy. The exercise doesn't take long, as the ballot papers for the two identified candidates are set to one side and not scrutinised in this process. The following steps should be taken. The booth manager will open the two candidate preferred envelope, place the bundles of the ballot papers for the two identified candidates to one side, and enter the number of first preference votes obtained by each candidate on the two candidate preferred result form, PB10, Form 6. We will then proceed to distribute other candidate ballot papers to them and record the result on the Form 6. Examine the bundles of ballot papers for all other candidates, one at a time, and allocate each ballot paper to whichever of the two identified candidates is preferred by the elector. Return these ballot papers to their original candidate piles. Complete the two candidate preferred form and telephone these totals to your RO. Remember, scrutineers will also request these numbers. Ballot papers can now be packaged according to the instructions in the manual. Don't forget unused ballot papers and the House of Assembly paper stubs and butts. It is important to get the packaging right. Next comes the Legislative Council scrutiny. When the Legislative Council papers have been unfolded, check formality on each ballot paper and sort into 3 bundles: formal above the line, formal below the line, and informal undetermined. Above the line papers are sorted into bundles for each of the above the line groups and counted with the count entered onto the count slip for each group. Below the line papers are sorted into individual candidate bundles and counted with the count entered onto the count slip for each group. Informal papers are counted with the count entered onto the count slip. Fill in Legislative Council Result Form, Form 7, in the Manager's Return and the header card, the PB17. Phone these results to your RO. Organise staff to package the Legislative Council ballot papers as instructed in the manual. Then check thoroughly your return to make sure there are no missing bits of information, including rating your staff. Whilst you are doing this, the Deputy will have the staff packing up election materials according to the correct packaging labels and finalising the pack-up of the premises to original condition. Follow each label's directions to correctly pack the items. Check them before they are sealed. Now that everything is finished, debrief the staff and thank them for all their hard work. Okay guys, it's been a really late night and you've done very well balancing like you have. I'd just like to thank you so much for all the work you've put in here today. It's been a great day. Thank you very much. Hope we see you all again. Thank you. Do one last check of the premises before locking up. Then return all election materials and ballot papers to the RO. The RO will check the return and materials before signing off and receipting. It is imperative that you continuously update your PB10 during the course of the day. Your experience as a polling booth manager is a rewarding but a challenging position. By reading your manual, watching this video and communicating regularly with your staff and your RO, you will be able to manage your booth with minimal disruption. I wish you all the best for the day and good luck.